This is a glaze fire. So the pieces have been glazed and prepared with their finishing color, and now they're getting reloaded into the kiln and introduced to heat again. So they'll get fired up to about 2,300 degrees. These were made last week, and they've been sitting around the studio drying, and then they had to be fired. This is what they look like when they're drying. This is it's called green. They're drying out now, so it's losing all its moisture and shrinking. And then when they're totally dry, they go into the kiln for a bisque fire, and then they come out and get glazed, and then taken out and put back into the kiln again. So they go through the kiln twice. I mean, this is pretty much all the inventory right now that it's out. Now I've got to spread it between 3 shows in the next 2 weeks. These are the olive oil bottles, and these have been quite popular. And I make them in a variety of colors, about 4 different colors right now, in 2 different styles. One with a wave texture and then a flat texture. And these have been selling really well. You want to keep your olive oil out of the light, and these are opaque, so they'll do that. And they look a lot better than the normal glass bottle that you buy at the store. I make a variety of vases, and I think the biggest vase I've made was about this big. And maybe about this big around. And it turned out, I'm always experimenting with things, with large things. So this is probably the biggest one that I have right now. And it's made in 2 parts, and I'm made on the wheel, and then I do all my little fancy texture and little elements of color. This is an item that came about in the last year that have kind of taken off. I make these whiskey jugs with different labels. Some of them are kind of funny, some of them are kind of standard. Some of the favorites would include Grandpa's cough medicine. We've got booze, we've got Sizzurp for the Memphis edition. There's crunk juice in here somewhere as well. We've got the Elixir of Life and Nectar of the Gods up there. So these have been really fun, and it brings people into the booth, and they think it's hilarious, and then they end up looking at other things. And occasionally I sell a few of those. I started making those for weddings. My friend Adam Hawk got married, and we made one with skull and crossbones on it. And, we took it to the wedding and had moonshine in it and passed it around the wedding, and everybody was drinking out of it. Even I think his grandma even drank some. It was pretty amazing.